But with traveling, and it too, when you're on the road, when you're traveling and plying your trade, doing your craft, following your passion, crazy stuff happens.
I wanted this spot to come up. I wanted road stories. That's exactly how this is supposed to be.
Yeah, and I was going to ask Jesse, like, we've heard a lot of my wrestling stories. We've talked about it. We all have the road stories. You got to have some crazy stuff that happened to you, whether it's before a show or while you were performing or after a show. There had to be. What's one that really jumps to mind?
One that jumps to mind is one time I, like, in Europe, sometimes it's weird because, like, there's different ways that they go about touring, like, especially at the level of, like, underground music. But, like, it's weird because there's this, like, culture of, like, there are promoters who really do promote shows of, like, up and coming artists and artists who they're not just huge and famous. And so I would go play, like, rooms, like 100 seated rooms, and they would get, like, 50, 100 people in there. And it varies from country. And I remember they were like, we're going to fly you to, I think it was, like, some part of Romania, and then I was supposed to be easily supposed to get on a bus and get to this college town. That was like, they were telling me this is how you do it and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got off at the wrong place on the bus, or I missed my stop because I was so tired that I fell asleep on the bus.
Oh.
And I woke up and realized I was on a bus, not like past the town that I was supposed to get off and meet the promoter. And I just panicked, and I just, like, asked the bus guy, like, hey, can you stop? And, like, I was in the middle of nowhere, Romania, and he just, like, couldn't communicate with me very well, and he just, like, left me there.
Oh, no.
And I was, like, in this town with, like, my keyboard and my equipment, and I was just like, holy fuck, like, this is rock, I'm done. Like, I'm going to die here. And then I basically, some really nice person, like, came and helped me, and they were like, oh, it's really simple. And they just, like, took me down the street, and I got on another bus, and then, like, within like 20 minutes I was in that town. And then I played, like, one of my favorite shows I've ever played, where I was, and it was like the opposite experience of what I just experienced, because I was like, in that moment I was like, whoa, like, I don't feel very professional right now. Like, this is fucked up, like, but then when I got to the town, the promoter picked me up and was like, so sorry. And he put me in, like, I was already put in this really nice little Romanian small little hotel, but it had, like, this garden, and he had all this coffee, and they had everything ready for me. And then I went to the show. He took me to the show, and it was a great venue, and, like, such a live and, like, vibe there. It was like, it reminded me of Austin. Like, all the people were really cool. All the Romanian kids were, like, really hip, and they're all, like, really into the show. And yeah, I played one of my favorite shows ever, but that was, like, so fucked up.
Just get in there. Talk about, far away from home. And then you just get somebody out of nowhere to help you. I mean, we talk about simulation theory here. Do you think your avatar sent somebody there for you? He's like, we can't leave him in the middle of nowhere. He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, I hope so. I definitely feel like you probably experienced this, like, just the road, like, has, like, sometimes is really given me hope in, like, humans, I've had so many people be so good to me when I'm so far from home. So it's
cool. Absolutely true. You have the generosity of people, just like finding a place to keep you fed, get you drink, a place, a roof over your head instead of sleeping in your car. I mean, you do experience that on the road. It's pretty cool. We have a question there in chat. Have you ever played the Melkweg? Melkweg.
Have you ever played the Melkweg?
Melkweg.
No. Where is that?
I might have to go to the Google machine.
Jason, what's a Melkweg?
Yeah, Melkweg.
Yeah.
Wait, is that an instrument or a place? Did I say that?
Is it an instrument or a place? We don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's in Amsterdam.
We'll follow up.
It's in Amsterdam.
No, I've played in Netherlands once, but it was in a small town. I forgot the name of it, but I'm going back to, I think I'm playing in, I know I'm playing in The Hague, and then I think I'm going to play in Rotterdam in September.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
I'll be there in the Netherlands. I want to play.
Jesse, write this down. Is that an instrument or a place? It's a game show.
Dude, I mean.
Oh, Jesse, our guy on chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not you. I don't expect you to write anything down right now. You're just on the podcast.
Why are you giving me homework, man? I've always had that kind of envy because I love going on the road, and we joke around about like starting like the band, but you know, Mario, like, and we've experienced it, right? That feeling on stage doing karaoke in front of is the closest we've ever gotten to like being a musician to get that pop, you know. And we've done it, right, Mario? We've gotten pops on some duets. I mean, Mario belts it out, man.
Really?
Like he
I bet.
belts it out like Elton John. And I mean, he just like it's powerful. And I see him like just like start to really like control the crowd. And you know, as an artist and whether you're wrestling or music or performing, the whole idea is all eyes on you, whether it's they're booing or they're cheering, but you're eliciting an emotion, right? And that's what music does. You kind of get that adrenaline when you're on stage that happens. And then when you're done, you're just like, it like disperses. You get that feeling.
Yeah, it's hard to talk to people after a show. You're just like,
Yeah.
people don't understand it, especially when you're traveling. Like, they want to ask you so many questions, and you're so burned out from like traveling, and then your lack of sleep, and then you just like release so much emotion in your show, and then it's like almost your mind is just like gone blank, and then everyone's like, then they come with the questions, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard, but it's fun too.
I think the closest I can think of is the scene of Will Ferrell in Old School when he was like rattling off when he was in that debate team, and it was just so beautiful, and he just got it off, and when he was done,
Yeah.
and he just passed out. And I mean, that's the closest you can get. Like, you're just like,
Yeah.
you're putting so much emotion into that, right? If you ever get in like any kind of argument or anything, that when you're putting so much passion out there, it just there's an energy drain, and you got to replenish it for sure.
Didn't you tell me you needed somebody to help you change your tire after a match or something like that?
I did, yeah, and I was just like so shot, and like I was done, and for whatever reason, like obviously all the big stars had multiple people doing it, but and it was like in Pennsylvania, and it was like snowing, and I was just shot, and I was like, oh my God. And there was just 4 people like, oh, hey, you're that guy that was wrestling. You had those big pants on. And they're like, and they were basically like, can we show you some of our moves? And I'm like, sure. So like they actually like what we like to do, that same move you do where you do a split leg moonsault, but we don't have a ring. So I do it on my car. And I'm like, wait, what? It's like you just jump on your car and you bounce upside down and flip to the pavement. Like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Let me show you. And I was like, and my car was not great. And I'm like, yeah, you can use my car because I wanted to see it. And I'm like, and it's fine anyway because my car got a flat tire here. So I was like, oh, no, we'll change it. Don't worry. But let us show you some of the. So they're just wrestling in the parking lot with all these moves in the snow. And they're like going through like a simulated match. I'm like, man, that's great, you guys. Like, and we haven't even been trained. This is all stuff that we just made up ourselves. I'm like, awesome. I'm like, anyway, we're going to change your tire for you. You just relax. I'm like, cool.
That's the road, man.
Yeah, that's the road, man. Like you just said, it's just like unreal. But yeah, Mark, I forgot I told you that story. It was just like, wow. It just brings out the best of people being on the road sometimes.